Mothers of Yahoo boys now forming association, says Magu. The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, lamented on Thursday that mothers of cyber fraudsters, popularly known as Yahoo boys, are now organizing themselves into an association. Magu, who addressed journalists at the Lagos office of the commission in Ikoyi, said such parents always justify their children's activities with the argument that they were supporting their families in the place of irresponsible, runaway or dead fathers. Magu said the EFCC's interest was not just to arrest the Yahoo boys but also to see their rehabilitation. So guys, this is what EFCC acting chairman is saying. It's not really related only to murder of Yahoo boys or whatever. Anything in this country, or humanly speaking, people always justify their actions because of one thing. They always try to shift the blame to others. They don't always take responsibility as human beings, most especially in Nigeria. You will say, oh, somebody has done so and so. They will say, oh, the reason why the person did this is because of this. So they just want you to try to look at the other side, not even putting the blame on them. If everybody goes into crime, if everybody goes into wrongdoings, then who is going to be left out? Because if you feel that because of what you are experiencing, because of the situation or because of the circumstances surrounding you, then you have to go into what is not, that ordinarily if somebody had done it, you wouldn't have even take a second chance or to look at the person. But when it comes to us, we try to justify everything, and that is what is happening even in politics today. Some people will be accused of mismanagement. They will say, oh, why are you pointing fingers at me? Don't you know so person and so did this at some point in time and nobody said anything about it? Why is it that it is only me? Am I the only person involved in this kind of act? Why is it that it's only me that you are just trying to single out of the multitude? We have a lot of people that are doing this. We have a lot of people that have committed even worse things that you are even accusing me of. Then why is it that you only picked interest in me? Is it maybe because I'm not from your tribe, or maybe because I'm not in your party, or maybe because I'm not in your good book? That is why you are pointing fingers at me. That is why you are trying to pick me out of the multitude. What of the other person? Forgetting that, okay, it is your case that we are dealing with now. And that's why you hear about this Winchon thing. When you talk about Winchon, that okay, so this particular government is Winchon the opposition. I know that one is a different case entirely. But the first thing we really need to look at is that what you are being accused of, did you do it or not? After you clearing yourself, then you can start pointing fingers. But you can't just say, okay, because you are being caught or you are being accused of something, that they should forget about it, then they look at that people. So the moment we start to take responsibilities of our actions, that is the day we will start moving forward in this country, because everybody is always pointing fingers. Oh, you do this, you did that. Why should you pick on me? Why should it be me? Oh, because I'm not from your place. Oh, because we are not practicing the same religion. Because we are not in the same political party. That is why you are winchunting me. That is why it is this. That is why it is that. And when it comes to crime, a lot of people always justify. Oh, because the economy is bad. Oh, because I don't have a parents, because I don't have a mother, I don't have a father, or because my people neglected me, and all of that. We start making excuses. And the reason, and one thing is that if everybody starts complaining, okay, because of what you are passing through, that doesn't mean other people are not passing through worse things. If everybody goes into that which you are doing, who are you going to be defrauding? Then who is going to be left out in the first place? So we need to really be careful, and that is where the area at which Michael is trying to say that they are forming association. I don't know the association he's talking about, whether they are now a registered group with the government. So I don't know where he's talking from. But when you talk about people giving excuses for their wrongdoings, it's a different case. But I've not come in terms to say that, okay, well, because we are, our children have been caught, or our loved ones have been caught in this house, so we are forming a group that we need to go and register the group. Maybe he's talking about they are always saying the same thing. It's like that is the trend, that is the excuses they are always giving for their wrongdoing. Meanwhile, a lot of people are saying Magu is not right. Some are saying he's right. Someone says, I would have preferred Yahoo boys blocking all roads and not allow politicians to pass, but they went into rituals and killings of poor girls for money. this aspect is known by their parents, who would obviously not like their daughters to be used. Magu should please educate these mothers. That's what somebody is talking about here. And somebody is saying, is EFCC, is your EFCC only meant for arresting cybercrime? What about your local corrupt politicians? Just exactly what I said. That doesn't justify them, or that doesn't take away the fact that they shouldn't be arrested. We should stop pointing fingers at others. Of course, when these ones are dealt with, then we can still say, okay, you can go ahead and, go after all these politicians, which everybody has been talking about. That if really everything is being considered, nobody will be raising eyebrows, because even the EFCC too, people always try to point fingers at them, that you try to leave other people and try to go for people who are really, who you think you can just handle without any question, without fear or favor. So everything must be considered, everything must be looked holistically. We shouldn't say, oh, because the politicians are doing their own, then we too will be involved in what is not. We should stop justifying what is justifying wrongdoings. That is my opinion. Of course, you could be right, but because these people are doing, or they are into this art, then everybody should just ignore it, or EFCC should ignore them. No, they shouldn't ignore them. Yahoo boys are not a problem, rather the so-called politicians who promise our people heaven on earth and never make do their promises after winning the election. So what are you guys saying? That because of that, even you that you are talking about does it mean you want to go into crime? At least you have some kind of a um, try to caution yourself for some things, because if you really want to go about what is happening, everybody would have been involved in one crime or the other. If really somebody, if you are a victim of all these people, will you be saying such a thing? You wouldn't be saying such a thing. We know everything must be looked into holistically. We shouldn't look at one side and leave the other side. Everything must be dealt with. In as much we are telling EFCC to go after the corrupt politician, that doesn't justify that we should try to encourage these people, or they should be left alone because politicians are doing their own. If you are a victim of the people, of these people who are committing all these Yahoo boys, I'm not sure you're going to be speaking in this manner. Everything, we need to be objective. Everything must be put into consideration. Someone says the Yahoo boys are not our problem. So what is our problem? Little things. When you don't deal with little things, they will escalate, and by the time they escalate, you will not be able to tackle them. And that is the problem we are having. They will say, oh, leave this is not our problem, this is not our problem. All this, the things that you think that they are our problems, even when they started brewing up, when they started growing up, people will still say, oh, they were not our problems. Not until when it gets to where we are now and we cannot handle them. Like all these ones are coming up again. People are still saying, oh, they are not our problems, until they get to that limit that we cannot even control. Now that they can control them, they need to nip them on board. So we shouldn't be encouraging all this kind of a thing. Someone said, you never show us any politician you get with our money. And someone is saying, I like this association, let's watch out for part 2. Abeg make na leave them alone, because how about the politicians? Yahoo boys invest money in Nigeria, unlike politicians who wire the stolen money outside Nigeria. Leave them and face politicians. Mr. Magu, is a good thing you are fighting cyber criminals, but please, what about the corrupt politicians? Can you arrest them and rehabilitate them as well? Quite an interesting development. I wonder what would become of Nigeria if all monsters were to encourage their children to go into crime to support their families. The mothers of cyber criminals are those ruining the image of Nigeria by encouraging and morally supporting the antisocial activities of their mentally lazy and criminal children. In saner societies, this category of mothers will be prosecuted by the court as accessories to the financial crimes carried out by their wayward children. I'm sure it never occurred to these women the pains, psychological trauma, and the financial problems created for the victims of cyber criminals. The EFCC and other related agencies should ignore this irresponsible murder and prosecute those caught for cyber crimes. It is no longer business as usual in Nigeria. Change is sweeping through the land. Those who find it going too tough should relocate. Full stop. That is, somebody says, submission. Being calm is just the best thing. Nigeria pro-parents have not been carrying out their duty to teach their children good things. They instead they back them. God will help us in this nation. You are very, very wrong, and you don't know your job. What with all this parading people up and down? Is that the law court? So guys, are just like, we've heard the reactions of people. Oh, these Yahoo boys are not our problem. So what is our problem? If little things we cannot nip them on the board, then how do we expect to carry out or to deal with bigger issues? Not any crime, whether politicians, whether all this cyber crime, they need to be dealt with, because that is why we are having a society that, it is really is, it's polluted. The society we have now is polluted. After all, we'll be saying, oh, Africa culture is this and this and that. Even in the Western world, that, things, people do things, awkwardly from our own way. We tend to judge them, but we that we say, okay, we have this culture, we are respectful, we have this and that, at the end of it, a lot of abnormal things have become normal with us. We don't even see them as anything. Somebody is involved in this kind of a thing, so, oh, leave him alone, leave them alone, let them go and meet so person. So if you leave them alone, they should continue with what they are doing. Like I said, if you are a victim of these people, I'm not sure you are going to be speaking, or these people that are saying all of this is, they will not be speaking this language. So guys, I would like to hear from you what you think about what Mago is saying, that they now have an association of Yahoo boys. Their mothers coming out, giving excuses why their children were involved in all these acts in the first place. And some people are of the opinion that, oh, leave them alone, let them go and deal with politicians. What do you really think? Please leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.